man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, Leo Santa Cruz says that he wants to go to war with Gervonta Tank Davis, even though his dad is telling him to fight smart. Come tonight in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And also talking about, I don't want to see Gary Russell and him fight after this, so Gary Russell shouldn't still fight him. But let's talk about it, man. And, you know, he says that Mexicans have big hearts, and basically, you know, it's in his DNA to go to war with Gervonta Tank Davis. And if he go to war and throw a whole bunch of punches versus Tank, Tank should put him in the body bag. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if that's his game plan, then he should be knocked out. You know, people saying that, oh, Tank might be weight drained and this, that, and the third. You can get weight drained and still, you know, perform. Or you can, you know, cut a lot of weights and still put it back on and perform, long as you're still young. And Tank is still young. As Tank kind of creep up into almost to his 30s or early 30s, he won't no longer be able to get through that. Then he'll be getting beat down and getting knocked out, you know, or his body won't perform as well. So in this situation, you know, with Leo Santa Cruz going to war with him, you know, if Leo can take a punch, then, you know, it might be a good fight. Leo Santa Cruz look kind of ripped up. You know what I'm saying? Leo Santa Cruz been hitting the weights. And it seems whoever Leo Santa Cruz strength and conditioning coach is that they feeling like they're going to need to put on, you know, to display more power to stop Tank. And Leo looking shredded, Leo looking ready. And if there ever was a day and a time to go to war with a guy like Tank, I think it is right now, because the way he's physically he looking, his core is strong, he ripped up, and you know he really didn't put the work in to put the weight on and move up the right way. He didn't, even though it's 4 pounds from 26 to 30, even though he wouldn't have no hard time making the weight, he put the weight on the right way. You know, everything is still tight, everything is still strong, you know, but you know, hit and don't get hit, that's really not in his repertoire. If it was in his repertoire, he would have did it versus Carl Frampton. We wouldn't have to have a rematch. You know, the second fight, he was hitting and don't get hit, but he really don't have the slickness and the upper body movement. And his feints ain't really good enough to really, you know, be able to really take it to Tank early on. What he's going to have to do is take chances and touch the body, you know, when he can, and, you know, clinch with Tank when he can. And what I would refer to him to do is what Sugar Ray Leonard did to Marvin Hagler. You know, his corner would yell the last 30 seconds. He would shoe shine and steal the round. And that's what I would tell Leo, is just really box, move like Gamboa did. Just, you know, make it kind of, you know, mundane early on. And then when the 30-second mark get there, you know, push Tank back and start touching Tank to the body and try to steal the round. But, you know, going to war might be good for the fans, but it might not be good for him long term. But Leo ain't took a lot of punishment. You know what I'm saying? Leo ain't took a lot of, you know, punishment to the head and to the brain about any monstrous punches, and we have never seen him get hit by a big puncher. We've seen Tank get hit by bigger punchers than Leo Santa Cruz, but you know, going to war is just something that's in his, you know, that's in his DNA. He said, and you know, quite frankly, I would refer, if I was in his corner, I would just use the Sugar Ray Leonard blueprint versus Marvin Hagler and shoe shine down the stretch. But that's just my opinion. But you know, when you already got a program in your mind that you going to war, you know, you got some people that speak it, believe it, become it. They believe it. In my Tunji Ajayi voice, if he believe in it and he's saying this to the crowd, he gonna get knocked. If he ain't got a jaw, he gonna get knocked out early. You know, he gonna get beat down early. He may not be the same fighter depending on how Tank do, but what he gotta also look at is listen to your father and listen to your brother Antonio. This dude is a 1-2 shot puncher. I don't mean 1-2 or Tank is a southpaw 1-2. What it is he throw 1 or 2 big shots and he don't know how to follow up. He don't know how to change the speed of his punches. He not putting together, you know, with Tank and southpaw. He not putting it together like that. You know, Tank is coming, 2 big shots. And Leo got the amateur pedigree to slip one of those big shots and then get up under and hold him. He coming with 2 shots. Even when Mayweather holding the pass for him, he doing 1 or 2 big shots. He not bam, 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 bam. He got to put those shots together. And if he gonna be a 1-2 puncher tonight, he probably not gonna knock out Leo Santa Cruz at least early. You know, it's funny that he got Coach Calvin. You got, you know, one of the best fighters of his era, Floyd Mayweather, that's not teaching this kid to put his shots together. Even versus Pedraza was a 1-2 punches. If Tank learned how to change the speed of his punches and mix his punches up, he'd be a bad mother. You know, shut your mouth. He'd be bad, but you know, Leo got a chance to make this fight competitive, just knowing this dude's history and not, you know, being in shape and not being, you know, really, really familiar with going 10 or 12 strong rounds. He got an opportunity to make this fight a fight. You know, you got a guy that's going to throw 1 or 2 big shots. You can get past that. You ain't going to beat Muhammad Ali or Floyd Mayweather throwing 1 or 2 big shots. You got to put the shots together, and I don't think Gervonta has really been taught to put his shots together. He believes in his power so much. Now, is his power at 35 the same it is at 30? No. At 30, he's a big puncher. At 35, he's not a big enough puncher to get away with 1 or 2 shots. We've seen it versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. We've seen that, but, you know, for Leo, I think he got a chance. I got to get Leo more of a chance to win. Because thinking about it, you got a guy that throw 1 or 2 big shots at the same speed. Leo should have a pedigree in the arm length and the height to really pick those shots off and really evade those shots. But Tank got to put his shots together, and not just for this fight, but for future fights. Future fights, he got to put his shots together, you know? You know, people got to understand, you got to boom, boom, boom. You know, you move up in weight, you beat guys with intellect, IQ, and speed. You know, you rarely see somebody move up and beat guys with brute strength still. I mean, it's rare, you know? When you move up, you know, you see Roberto Duran jump up a couple weight classes, book Sugar Ray Leonard, but he naturally was a big guy squeezing down to 30, 35, and all that type of stuff. So Leo Santa Cruz got to be smart what he going to do. But with him already putting in his mind he going to go to war, maybe he don't think Tank power going to be what it is. But some guys, you know, a lot of Mexican fighters get hit and they'd rather go out on their shield and they fans appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? They fans appreciate it. A lot of them dudes go out on their shield and fans, they love it, you know? And a lot of them, you know, some, you know, you rarely see these Mexican fighters. They, you know, still go into survival mode. You got some guys that get hit and they like, okay, it turned me on. Let's get it on. I didn't mean to turn you. Come on, like, you know, like Sherrill. Some guys get hit and be like, oh, I won't get hit with that again. They go into survival mode. Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence. So some guys get hit and they go, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, the macho man loves to get hit. You know, hit me again. You know, some guys get hit and they say, oh, no, I can't stand the rain. You know what I'm saying? They do the John Jackson versus Charlo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, going towards that. But, you know, if Leo win, I would still want to see him fight Gary Russell. If he lose, it depends on how he lose. If he lose and it's competitive, I want to see him fight Gary Russell. If he lose and get outclassed and get knocked out, I just don't want to see that fight for him. You know, if he competitive and he win, yeah, go ahead and fight him. You know what I'm saying? His whole calling court is, I want to take the toughest fight available, and it was Tank. To me personally, he got a better chance of beating Gary Russell. He taller, he longer. You know what I'm saying? He throw a lot of punches. Gary output ain't as much as the same, but you know, my whole thing is don't try to give us, you know, don't try to give us a moral victory fight neither. You know, and credit to Mikey Garcia. He didn't try to go back down there and fight Lomachenko. What these dudes doing now in boxing was popular is move up to weight class, lose and get a moral victory and try to go all 12 rounds and then try to come back down and fight, and you know, like Kell Brook did with Errol Spence and moved up in Golovkin and moved back down. I don't want to see that. You know, honestly, Gary Russell was trying to move up in weight and fight Miguel Burchett at 130. We see if they can really help do that. But at this point, I don't want to see Leo Santa Cruz if he loses versus Gary Russell. I would still love to see Gary Russell versus Gervonta Tank Davis, even if Tank made Gary Russell come up to 35. It's a fight that the people in the DMV know they deserve. You know what I'm saying? It's a fight that the people on the East Coast, Philadelphia, New York, the Barclays Centers, Madison Square Garden, they deserve that type of fight. But Floyd Mayweather putting in his mind that, you know, Gary Russell don't sell and black fighters don't sell and don't fight black fighters. And that's one of the reasons why I say Floyd Mayweather wasn't nothing as a fighter. He never took chances versus, you know, prime and young black fighters. You know, he never fought the undefeated black fighters. He never fought the Alexanders, the Timothy Bradleys. He didn't fight young Shane Mosley, even though Shane Mosley turned him down. You know, he didn't go out there and try to seek out those guys. You know, he didn't even fight Berto in his prime. The Floyd never really wanted to fight those, the Paul Williams and guys of that nature. And, you know, the melanated fighter would give Floyd some problems because they speak the same language. He wouldn't be the most athletic guy. You've seen Zab Judah giving him the business early in the fight, but at that point in Zab Judah's career, he was a front runner. You know, this dude was the same dude that didn't want to fight Amir Khan because his athleticism. So, like I said, you put him in there with Tommy Hearns or Sugar Ray Leonard, he's going to get his dick knocked in the dirt. Terry Norris, I mean, he was a guy that didn't want to fight Lara. Lara was his mandatory for a while, and he passed it on to Tank. You know, what he passing on the Tank, CJ? He passing on the Tank is avoid black fighters. You know what I'm saying? They don't sell, they not worth the risk. And, you know, when you got somebody really putting that out there and really circulating that around boxing, black fans started to believe it, Hispanic fans started to believe it, but it is what it is, man. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. All my social media links are in the description. Appreciate the love, support. And let me know what you guys think. Check out our boxing news playlist. And this article was in Boxing Scene. It's like the 3rd or 4th article as I'm doing this video, so it shouldn't be too far behind. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. We gone.